Hey, this is Don Gibb from Chicago, Ogre. And you nerds are listening to Toxic Radio. Don't play it safe. Play it toxic, you nerds.
Welcome to the Cinescape podcast, where we are changing the landscape of movie and TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Bill, the rowdy one, Tozzi, accompanied by the lovely Sean Harrigan over here. Sean.
Woo!
Hey, that's my part.
we're flipping rolls today.
We're
flip-flopping all over the place.
Flip-flop, as we have flip-flops on
flopping
today
out right
as
now
well.
on my pants.
Want to thank everyone for joining us today as we are here live in the Toxic Studios here in New Jersey with beautiful new green chairs to match the toxicity that is oozing over this
I feel
place.
like I got infected already.
Yeah, it's like hep or something, I'm sure. We want to thank you for joining us today. We also want to thank our new affiliation that we have. That is the Philly Podcast Festival that we are going to be a part of coming up in July 20th to be exact. The Cinescape Podcast will be broadcasting from Tattooed Moms on South Street in Philadelphia, PA on July 20th, and we will be the 4:30 time slot. Is that correct?
Yes, 4:30 to 5:30.
So we will be doing a show out of Tattooed Moms for people that just need a little brief feedback on what Philly Podcast Festival is. Sean, why don't you give us the most apt description we could get?
Yeah, so this will be our second consecutive appearance. We were there last year for the first time, and basically what it is, it's a week-long festival all throughout South Philadelphia at different venues and locations. Different shows from the area coming in to do their shows in front of live audiences. So we'll be there, like Bill said, at 4:30 on July 20th doing our show. There's an event on our Facebook page right now that you can RSVP to, as well as an announcement up on our website over at thecinescape.com. Make sure you go and check that out, and stay tuned for that with more announcements regarding possible special guests, prizes, giveaways, format, things like that. So this is definitely one that you're going to want to come by, check out. There's a bar right outside of the room that we'll be performing in. The food is fantastic.
And
it's just going to be a great day, great way to network with other people, see some cool shows, find some new podcasts, and see your favorite two podcasters doing it live.
Absolutely.
Do it live.
Yeah, we're going to do it live. And it is a cool venue.
It is.
It's probably one of the more unique ones that are featured in the podcast festival. I don't think... Are they the only bar, perhaps, that is hosting? If they are,
bars, I'm not sure. Like, I know there's like comic shops and coffee houses and things like that.
And
too.
that's the cool thing that makes this venue unique. You
can get drunk.
Yeah, as a whole, we encourage you to come out and get drunk. So we
real drunk.
Yeah, just to give a funny story, last year,
real drunk.
We were we weren't real drunk last year.
No.
But the story is that we were the penultimate show last year, and we were we obviously got there early to set up and things like that and check out other shows, and we had a few drinks beforehand, but we were in the audience for some of the other shows, and one of the shows was doing like an interactive trivia contest of some sort, and Sean just kept throwing out answers to the questions that they were asking, and they were being asked directly to particular individuals participating.
I didn't hear the rules.
And that's your fault for just walking in after the thing had already started. But you just started throwing out answers to questions,
I knew it.
and then they had to reprimand you and
Yeah, I got yelled at.
tell you, sir, please, no yelling of the answers, which was pretty funny. But I mean, it's definitely show up, come down. It's definitely a cool venue, like Sean said. Definitely a bar that has character, and to say the least, I'm sure there'll be a number of characters in this place. But yeah, drinks are pretty pretty on point, well priced. The food is really awesome as well. For a divey looking bar, the food does not sit on that kind of level. It actually exceeds. Those chicken fingers were awesome.
They were good.
And that honey mustard sauce was like legit honey mustard, not that like dressing kind.
Right.
It was legit.
Making me hungry, Bill.
I know, I'm hungry now. And yeah, vegan options as well for, if you're that vegan person that needs to let everyone know every 5 minutes. Mike, do you do that? Yeah. Oh, by the way, did I mention I'm keto?
Well, yeah.
I'm keto.
Yeah, I was
keto now?
I was out with some people
I'm keto.
last night and just kept on saying, is that keto? I can't eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Until I get drunk enough, then keto goes out the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that vodka keto? So, yeah, check out our Facebook page. Check out Cinescape.com. There'll be more information posted as we move forward with that. But moving on here, let's kick off talking about television first. So, we will jump right into TV Buzz. Sean, why don't you kick it off?
Sure thing, Bill. Netflix's Black Mirror Season 5 is launching a little sooner than expected. According to EntertainmentWeekly.com, the new season will consist of just 3 episodes, marking a reminiscent return to its early UK days when the show had shorter seasons. Netflix also confirmed that the season's full cast for the first time. The lineup includes singer Miley Cyrus in her return to television. She plays a pop singer on this season of the show. There's also Anthony Mackie, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Topher Grace, Damson, I never heard of that, Damson Idris, Andrew Scott, Nicole Bahari, Pom Clemente, she what's her face in Guardians, right?
Yep. Mantis.
Mantis, that's right. Angourie Rice, Madison Davenport, and Ludi Lin. Black Mirror Season 5 will premiere June 5th on Netflix. Bill, have you really gotten into this show? Like, I tried watching a couple episodes of just weird dystopian sci-fi stuff.
I jumped in and out of it a little bit, and I thought I was going to get into it. It has that it has that appeal to it, like it's going to be, something. But to be honest, it didn't, it just didn't keep my attention. I think it, like you said, it has a lot of these big overtures to it, and I don't know if that kind of detracted
I feel like
things.
They kind of get a little preachy a little bit with the the hidden messages that they're kind of trying to relay to you via the the medium that they're in. Whether it's political, socioeconomic, whatever it is. It just gets a little heady for me. So I just never really got too far into any of the episodes, but
true,
a lot of people like it, Bill.
Yeah.
A lot of people like it.
A lot of people like it. Moving on, though, some throwback news here. Get ready to head back to the Peach Pit as the revival of Beverly Hills 90210 is headed to Fox this summer. Titled BH 90210.
Butthead?
Yeah, Butthead.
Butthole.
Is a quasi-revival of the original, featuring the original actors of the 90s teen drama playing heightened versions of themselves in a tongue-in-cheek twist. We'll get into that. In a tongue-in-cheek twist, the actors star as versions of themselves, reuniting as they consider a 90210 revival. Entertainment Weekly caught up with several cast members regarding the series. Jenny Garth told Entertainment Weekly, "It's about the characters behind the characters. It's inside the lives of the people that lived in those shoes for about 10 years, and it's about them coming together." Jason Priestley also told Entertainment Weekly, "The prospects of a bunch of fictionalized versions of ourselves trying to get this 90210 reboot off the ground. We're telling this in a very comical way. I think the opportunity to satirize the situation is something we all found very appealing." Priestley also addressed working with the group again after the loss of their co-star Luke Perry, who died this past February. it's incredibly special, and I think that we all appreciate it more and appreciate our fellow castmates a little bit more. BH 90210 is set to premiere August 7th on Fox.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
wow.
great. That's great
wow.
for that show.
Wow.
Bill.
Wow.
I think they just lost everybody with this entire premise for the show. I mean, the fact that it's a reboot, great, but now it's a fictionalized version, it sounds like it's fiction, like these fictional characters meet like reality TV in a sense. Would you kind of take that away from how they're describing
I'm kind of waiting for them to dig up Luke Perry and kind of make him like a mannequin. I think that'd be more interesting.
I don't know what would be more interesting. I mean, I thought the idea of now, Party of Five, when that was on the air, that was kind of like the adult theme version of 90210,
Well,
right?
Weren't they younger?
Were they younger?
I think they were younger. Those kids,
Well,
for most of them, anyway.
Well, I remember like some of the people on the show being like a little older. I think it had
like
there
was a couple
age
like older characters, but I feel like because like the main family, they were all like, the younger kids, weren't they?
There was younger ones, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was like older cast members as well that like lived in the same apartment complex there.
Is that the one with Nev Campbell? Was she on that
Yes.
one? Okay.
Yeah. And that show had more like adult themes to it. And I just think, if they went that route with the show where, dealing more with like adult drama, like that could be decent enough for a reboot, but this whole kind of like out of body, like we're gonna,
it kind of sounds lazy.
Yeah. And there was everybody slated to play their characters. And this, we just confirmed recently that, Megan Fox, who was slated to play Brian Austin Green's wife, who they are married in real life too.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think they're still married. I don't know. Yeah. I think so.
She is now out.
She's gone out.
As
got
of,
replaced by Lala Anthony,
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony's wife.
Yeah, that's
She
right.
used to be like an MTV VJ or something back in the day.
I don't know.
I think so. She was an MTV person.
But I mean, obviously, she's got acting chops to get into the shitty revival. But yeah, I mean, if anybody out there is interested in a BH 902,
Like that's even the laziest part. The freaking title, like you can't call it Beverly. You have to dumb it down because it's very playing off of the way that kids are these days. Like my kids, they do the same shit. They just shorten their words.
Yeah.
Like
I'm surprised there's not a hashtag in front of it.
probably. Who knows? All right, well, let's get out of here.
It sounds like we're not going to be watching that.
No,
this summer,
I'm not going over there to watch
yeah,
that.
So scroll down. And
You're speaking of drama, Bill. We got some new drama as new set photos were released a couple days ago on Friday, prompting the announcement that Glow will be returning this summer. Netflix confirmed that the gorgeous ladies of wrestling will be back for 10 episodes and follow as the ladies take their show on the road to Sin City and will be headlining the residency at the Fan Tan Hotel and Casino. Allison Brie, Betty Gilpin, and the rest of the gang will be back starting August 9th on Netflix. I want it now. I don't want to wait until August, Bill. I need it.
Yeah. Absolutely. I've loved Glow. I think, this is one of those shows that we both really enjoyed, and I can't wait. So I mean, the fact that the story, it's such a simple story, I feel like, that has the complexity of the characters, and I don't mean it complex in the sense that it's hard to follow or anything like that, but it's really enjoyable to see the character arcs and the development that they've done in such short episodes and short seasons, and the substance and material that comes out of it. And I think the great thing too is a lot of people that may not have watched the show may feel like, oh, this is it could be objectifying women or portraying women in a certain way. If anything, this show is completely empowering.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely fun to watch. These ladies that on screen as characters are compelling and hilarious to watch, and it's something that you just don't get a whole lot of these days. So I'm definitely looking forward to catching Glow when it comes out this summer. And it's cool. Like now they have like a residency inside a hotel and stuff like that. So, what brings to mind is Mark Maron's character and how much of a degenerate he is. And so Hal's Sin City and being in a casino and shit like that. What's that going to do?
Lots of cocaine.
To
Lots
him
of cocaine.
as well, So
Calling it right now. It's going to be doing Snow Angels.
Snow Angels. Oh.
Yeah, this is definitely, like you said, an empowering show for women specifically, as these gorgeous ladies of wrestling are at the forefront. You do have Mark Maron in there and some other male characters, but, the ladies are the focus of the show, and they sell the show, and they do an incredible job at it. Kind of a little disappointing that we have to wait until August for it. I was kind of hoping for that a little sooner in the summer as we're getting, into the summer season now.
Yeah.
But, regardless, it'll be worth the wait because it's going to be great. But
it's going to be great.
After a week, you're going to be through the whole thing. So
yeah, absolutely. So keep an eye out for Glow. That's going to be coming out on Netflix, like we said, in August. So until then, you can watch Beverly Hills 902.
Or not.
Or not.
Bill, before you read the next one,
I
just wanted to let everybody know that we are looking for your phone calls today. We want to hear from you guys. So whether we're talking about a specific topic now or you have a question about something else that you want to bring up, give us a call. We want to hear from you. Our number here at the studio is 856-282-0032. Toxic Mike will get on the phone with you. Maybe he'll make fun of you for a minute before he puts you on with us. But we do want to hear from you guys, so make sure you call in, leave us your questions, your thoughts, your comments, and shoot the shit with us.
Yeah.
So as we're hopefully going to get some people on the line here, Bill will read our next one.
Absolutely. So, tragic news. Tragic. Absolutely tragic. Not so tragic. No, but it's sad. A friend of, I missed my mark there. For most people, the emotional drama left behind from the final season of Game of Thrones has subsided. However, we learned earlier this week that is not the case for showrunner Kit Harington. It was revealed by Page 6 earlier this week that the actor has been at a private health retreat called Privé Suisse.
Mm-hmm.
He reportedly entered the luxury rehab for stress and alcohol abuse. A friend of the star had told Page 6 that the end of Game of Thrones really hit Kit hard. He realized that this is it. This is the end. It was something they had all worked on so hard for so many years. The luxury retreat, which has been referred to as the Rolls-Royce of psychiatric treatment centers, costs up to $120,000 for a 30-day stay and offers a private chef, fitness studio, and massages. And we wish Kit the best at this time.
Man, I want to go.
Right? I mean,
great.
I think I could get over my problems real quickly with a private chef and a studio with massages and shit.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just
He's adjusting.
I'm just adjusting.
Yeah. So, Bill, I know you're not caught up on the series yet. It is over.
Yeah.
So you have no
it is?
excuses now. But going back after the final episode, the weekend after, I think it was last weekend maybe, HBO aired a 2-hour documentary on season 8. And,
how was
kind
that?
of the production, behind the scenes stuff. It was in large really cool. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they just kind of droned on about. Like,
I'm sure.
I can only
It's
take
documentary.
so much about like the making of the costumes and stuff for
Right.
so long. But they did a really cool job. Like, they highlighted one specific character, a gentleman who was just an extra, but he was one of the Stark bannermen, and he appeared throughout multiple seasons, always as the same guy, and he never had any speaking lines or anything like that, and you blink and you'd miss him. But they kind of highlighted him in the documentary and showed his journey throughout and how he start to have different relationships with people on set and stuff like that. So he had different interactions with Kit Harington as well.
Right.
And they also, they were doing videos of the table reads when they would come in for the seasons to go over everything. And when they brought everybody in for the final season, all the actors were given their scripts, I believe, like 2 weeks before they had to come in. But it was up to them whether they wanted to read it or not. So some of the actors did and some of them didn't, Kit Harington being one. So as everybody's sitting at the tables starting to read through the script, he finds out right then and there that I'm not going to spoil it for you, but something happens, and it broke his heart. You could just watch his expressions on camera. It was really bad.
Yeah.
And then they showed his very final scene that he filmed too, and he gave a nice speech to the other actors and crew on set.
Yeah.
Kind of broke down and cried too. So through everything that we saw on that, and just if you heard him speak on different talk show circuits or whatever he was doing, he was so incredibly passionate about the show and his role on it. It became his entire life. It's understandable
he
that
spent a decade doing this
something like
role.
this. And he started it when he was a kid too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like a teenager.
Right. So I mean,
teenager.
you're growing up through this character essentially, and enduring those emotional highs and lows as the character. And I mean, at the when you're an actor, I mean, on productions, you're working 12, 14, 18-hour days in some cases. I mean, so when you're in character that long of a day, and then coming home like just to lay your head down, you don't really have time to purge that out of your system. So after 10 years, and to have all that build up, and then to go through that finale, and for what happens, that's going to take a toll. And
absolutely,
and
it's
so
your whole life.
Yeah, and to say the show's over, I'll just go on with my life, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, you built relationships with your co-stars and the crew members and the production team and everybody like that. So in a sense, you're going to be saying goodbye to people that you might never see again, that you form strong bonds with. So,
right.
I mean, anytime you end anything, I mean, there's always that, that decompression time, that downtime where you kind of sit back and, look back at everything. And, sometimes you have that like separation anxiety where it can really bring you down when, something has ended like that. So it's perfectly natural that it would feel that way. Now, whether the rest of the normal common folk like us get to spend $120,000 a month at a luxury mental health resort spa, he's got a little advantage there. But hopefully he gets right and bounces back.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
For the fact that he's been in there for about a month, or at least a month now, because I mean, we only got news about this because he was photographed out in public up in Connecticut where the retreat is, and I mean, he looked good. He looked to be
that's what like all the mental health spa resorts are,
Connecticut, Vermont, out in the woods and shit. So I mean, I would imagine he's on his road to getting back and seeing what's next for his career. So we wish him the best, and go from there. So, but I think we're gonna stick with some HBO news, Sean, if you want to
absolutely
move on into it.
We have another revered series coming to an end, as HBO announced Friday that the 6th season of Silicon Valley will be its last. Launched in 2014, the critically admired comedy follows the travails of the deeply flawed geniuses at Pied Piper, a tech company built its ever-changing fortunes on a unique compression algorithm. Showrunner Mike Judge had told EW back in 2017, after season 4 had wrapped, that 6 seasons seemed like a good amount. I would hate to run it into the ground. I think 2 more seasons, we have it in us. The season 5 finale aired last May, and with season 6 not airing until later this year, fans of the show will have their longest wait yet. Silicon Valley will be 7 episodes and will air later this year. I know, can you believe it?
Sean, did you watch Silicon Valley at all?
Yeah, I watched, I want to say the first 3 seasons, whatever season TJ Miller's last one was, that was where my wife and I had stopped. We loved the show. I mean, we didn't stop watching it for any specific reason. It's just, kind of just fell off for...
Yeah. But it is one of those shows that you can just pick back up pretty easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even though it continues the story.
Although I got to tell you, the main character who plays Peter, I guess, right? After seeing him on the damn phone commercials,
Verizon commercial, he's so twitchy. Like, I don't...
and that made me like him less.
Yeah.
Because he just gets on my damn nerves all the time now because those commercials.
Because he comes up to you, he's like, hey,
you want to stream from my phone?
Hey, you want to listen to some reggae music? And when the one where he's trying to act all reggaeton, he's like, oh, that's reggaeton dub. Like, dude, get out.
Shut up.
Get out of my face. Were you trying to sell me patchouli oil?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Good. Yeah, he is a strange character, but he fits the character profile in this show, and you can see in the Verizon commercial where he gets his inspiration from.
Now, I know T.J. Miller had a lot of controversy.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes,
Right.
and could have been one of the reasons why he was taken off of the show.
Well, I think it was also that out of that. Remember, he got nabbed for some shit outside of.
It was some story from college. that
Yeah,
came
he
out.
did something.
Some kind of
yeah.
weird, creepy,
Right.
molestery kind of things. Something
Yeah.
like that. One of them.
Yeah, one of those.
He molested. But I mean, say he is a creepy scumbag in real life,
Yeah.
but he was great on that show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, but he was the best part of that show
Yeah.
for me. And he's great in Deadpool.
Oh yeah, I love him in Deadpool.
But I forget what the guy, the little Asian guy who's staying with him. I forget what his name is.
Yeah.
But he was hysterical. I like how he says Erlich's name, Eric Bachman. It's like, I forget. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember his name. The great ensemble cast though. Martin
Yeah.
Starr, Kumail Nanjiani. Very good show. Maybe I'll catch back up on it and finish out the run there.
Yeah.
But we have another HBO, a couple more, Bill. We're just rolling with HBO today. They should be sponsoring the Cinescape podcast.
Absolutely. They got they got a lot of stuff that
What do they got?
they got stuff.
Okay.
You want me to talk about?
Yeah,
this stuff?
talk about
All right,
that
I'll
stuff.
talk about
Go
it.
ahead. Dare ya.
Yeah, I mean, even though Silicon Valley is going to be coming to an end after season 6, meanwhile the show is ending. Its showrunners are not, because Alec Berg, who's currently working on the HBO series Barry, which stars SNL alumni Bill Hader, about a hitman from the Midwest who moves to Los Angeles and gets caught up in the city's theater art scene. This is a show that we've talked about off camera about giving a shot. I brought it up to you because I was like, Sean, you hear about this show Barry? It's about this guy who, like the premise just says, he moves out west and he's a hitman, but gets caught up in theater and shit. And so it sounds like one of those irreverent, type comedies that, and when you think about, like Alec Berg, who did Silicon Valley, attached to this, and then, Bill Hader's
And Seinfeld.
And Seinfeld, and you have Bill Hader, who, I think gets overlooked a lot of times for his, comedic and dramatic performances. Makes this an interesting show to get into.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about the show. I haven't checked it out myself. I definitely want to, from everything that I have heard. And like you said, Bill Hader he's a dual threat with both the comedy and the dramatic acting chops. We've had this conversation plenty of times, with actors like a Danny McBride or somebody who can be so great at comedy, but then when you put him into a more dramatic role, something a little deeper and heavier, they thrive. And Bill Hader is definitely an example of that as well. He's going to be in It Chapter 2 coming up later. Is that this year or next year?
No, it's this year.
Is it this year? Okay. He's the adult. Who is he? I forget who he's playing. One of the adult versions of the characters, but
anything you want.
Anything you want to keep cold. Yeah, he's definitely one of these these chameleons who can definitely get into whatever role that he's playing, comedy, action, drama, whatever it's going to be. So, looking forward to checking this show out, and maybe we'll report on it later if we both do.
Absolutely. And on the flip side with that, Mike Judge, the other co-creator of Silicon Valley, has already locked down some new work as of March this year. HBO gave Judge a 2-series commitment, the first being called Quality Land, which is set in the near future, and it unspools the story of humanity's struggle against the tyranny of convenience. But funny, according to the logline. Judge will serve as the executive producer and the co-writer. So a show about the tyranny of convenience. Sean, why don't you break that down and tell me what you would take away from that?
Oh man, I feel like it's a little different. Mike Judge has made some irreverent comedies in the past. Man behind Beavis and Butthead, for Christ's sake. So anything that he's going to put out, I'm going to be interested in right away, just because he has a great track record. But this is, the struggle against the tyranny of convenience. I don't know how to really take that. I guess is it gonna? I guess like you said, it's going to be a satirical kind of thing. What's that one movie with? Is it Luke Wilson? Is it Idiocracy? Maybe.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, where it's like a dystopian kind of thing. I feel like this has that written all over it. I could be wrong, but something a satirical play on that whole kind of thing. But like I said, if Mike Judge is doing it, being a part of it, it's got a really good chance to be something really funny. So show me a trailer and I'll be in line to check it out at least.
Yeah. The second project that he's got going on is titled A5.
Bingo.
Bingo. Is a limited series and follows a bioengineer who discovers the gene that is responsible for turning people into, assholes. And the protagonist will attempt to answer the questions nagging at all of us. Why do assholes exist? Why have they come to dominate our culture? And can they be cured?
Who are these people?
Judge will produce and co-write with Silicon Valley producer and Tropic Thunder writer Ethan Cohen. So this intrigues me more. The fact that just to know his style of humor that we got through Silicon Valley and other shows. The show's going to focus around a protagonist who's going to attempt to answer the question of why do assholes exist in our world.
I feel like this plays really well to a conversation we had with a mutual friend of ours on Friday night, our friend Joe.
Yes.
Who came over to your place when we were hanging out, and he was recounting the story of a date that he had just been on.
Oh my God, wasn't that so funny?
And the crux of it is that he just wasn't vibing with this girl, and I guess we
should try and get him to call in and tell us.
Sure, we can absolutely do that. But basically, he just wasn't into her, and she kind of called him out on it, and he agreed with all the slander that she threw his way, basically.
She
told
him he was the most arrogant and was it selfish or something, arrogant and
any of those adjectives.
Yeah. And he was just I am.
I agree with you.
I agree.
I feel like this also kind of had, I don't know if you saw it with was it Ricky Gervais was in it, The Invention of Lying?
No, I never seen
was
that.
it Ricky Gervais? I think it might have been him. But basically, their lying is not a thing on the planet, and he becomes the first one to ever tell a lie, and everybody automatically believes him because it's just not a concept that anybody's aware of. So he's able to go around and just do whatever he wants, basically. It's pretty good. I'm pretty sure that was Ricky Gervais. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, call into 856-282-0032 and let me know that I'm wrong.
Tell me that I'm wrong.
But for now, Bill, we are going to end our TV Buzz segment and flip our script as we're going to change the focus to the world of the films. We got quite a story to start off with here, Bill. Do you want me to read it or do you want to read it? I mean, this is big news. How you feeling?
I mean, you can go ahead.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, do we have any Batman music?
Let's see. What do I have?
I don't know if we do. It's in there.
I got
is that you?
got this.
Well, this doesn't have anything to do with what I'm about to read you. I'm going to try my best. Here we go. Warner Brothers announced Friday when they inked the deal which signed Twilight actor Robert Pattinson to play the Caped Crusader in Matt Reeves' upcoming The Batman. Variety first reported on May 16th that Pattinson was in negotiations for the part, and the studio confirmed on May 31st that he had signed the deal. The search for a new Batman begun after Ben Affleck backed out of the DCU earlier this year. Reeves' superhero tentpole film is slated to hit theaters currently June 25th, 2021. So if you've been on the internet at all in the last couple of days since this has all been going on, you will likely have seen a lot of backlash from people. I don't want the Twilight guy being my Batman. He's going to be wearing glitter on his cape and cowl, blah, 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 blah. So I think you and I are both in a position where we can speak on this to a certain degree. And what I mean by that, Bill, is we've not really seen him in anything. Have you seen him? Have you seen any of the Twilight movies?
This move is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
I've seen like bits and pieces of Twilight, just like on like TNT marathons and stuff like that, and it's one of those properties. It's kind of like Harry Potter. You just you turn it on. You don't know if it's the first one, if it's the
ABC
sequel.
Family Marathon.
Yeah, it's not ABC Family anymore. What is it now? I don't know.
Freeform.
Right.
Free ball.
Free base. Something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's friggin' Batman, and you go out and you get teen heartthrob from Twilight to fill the roles. I mean, the guy's British or something, isn't he? And
so is Christian Bale.
What? He's Irish, but whatever.
Whatever. He's got an accent. He ain't American Batman. America. What else, Bill? Why else do you want Robert Pattinson? Is he a hate the face guy for you?
I mean, he just doesn't look like a billionaire who's gonna go fight crime. I mean, he looks like he should be working at H&M or something in the mall, like selling your clothes. I mean, he doesn't look like the guy that needs to be bulked up and play Batman.
Hashtag not my Batman.
Hashtag not my Batman. I mean, I don't care. There's probably people out there right now that are like, oh my God, Robert Pattinson's so great. This is the greatest move ever. Like, but yeah, I mean, he hasn't done other acting gigs that, I could say, led to this in a career sense either. Has he, made it a name for himself and become accomplished? Yeah, sure he has. But the body of work that he's done in between, I don't know if it's helped him or hindered him, because after Twilight, he went and dropped off the radar and did, a bunch of, like indie stuff and things like that. And I mean, that's great. That's, making you more versatile as an actor. And I mean, this could all prove me wrong, but, until then, though, it's not like he was in like another, even a small budget, big budget action movie that like would have garnered that attention from me. So I mean, he's got a lot to prove here in playing Batman. And also, it's not just Batman that he has to play, but Bruce Wayne. So, we know notoriously that all the actors casted as Batman, have gone through rigorous scrutiny that that comes with the role. But at the same time, certain actors in the past, have portrayed, both sides of the coin better than one another. I mean, Christian Bale was obviously a great Batman, lousy Bruce Wayne, and meanwhile, you have Michael Keaton, which I think he played both very well, but he was a better Bruce Wayne than he was Batman in those senses. And then I mean, obviously George Clooney just sucked. And so I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for this guy, but at the same time too, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna run with him. I mean, he's gonna have to put in some serious time at the gym and bulk up, and hopefully he doesn't come off as a pussy.
I can definitely see all of your statements as one side of the coin, but for me, like I said, I've never seen him in anything. I haven't seen any of the Twilight movies. I didn't see Water for Elephants. I didn't see any of the other small indie films that he was in, so I just have nothing to really compare him against in terms of other roles, because I've never seen him in any other roles.
Yeah.
From everything I hear about the smaller indies that he's done, that he's been very good in them.
Right.
He has a lot of great chops. Maybe his look doesn't fit the part for what we're expecting. But like you were just saying, with all the other Batman that have been cast, everybody's always had a problem with them, and they're obviously going to continue that now. And all we're really going to be able to do is just sit and wait and see. Wait and see screen tests, wait and see audition tapes, wait and see first cuts of trailers or whatever we're going to see. If this movie is coming out next year, which I pretty much doubt, because they've been talking about this movie for years now. It's the hurry up and wait game, basically. So, once we get there and once we start seeing some promo material, we can conceptualize and visualize it a little bit more. It'll be a lot easier to start making judgments then. So for now, I'm going to reserve any kind of judgment and say I'm just going to wait and see and take it from there.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot to prove here. And I mean, if Matt Reeves is set up with a trilogy of movies.
Yeah, that's the new rumors. It's going to be a trilogy of movies now.
Well, I mean, you gotta.
They're saying Penguin and Catwoman's going to be in. Well, is it a remake of Batman Returns? Basically,
I heard it's going off the Hush storyline, if I'm correct.
Okay.
Which is a comic derivative. Mike, do you know anything about that? The Hush storyline, I believe it is.
For what?
Batman?
No.
Okay.
The Hush storyline?
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, now he's like a new character that they created for it, I believe. He's called Hush. He's the bad guy.
Okay.
I know like Harley Quinn figures prominently in it too.
Yeah.
Hush.
So.
She just keeps saying hush to everybody.
You can if you want.
Hush.
Well, we do have one more. Yeah, that's right. We got one more story in our movie section. Bill, take her away.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters, opened just this past Friday and is already living up to its monster expectations. Expected to take about $50 million into the bite of action. According to Variety, the Warner Brothers legendary sequel to 2014's Godzilla is expected to top the second weekend of Disney's Aladdin, along with newcomers Rocketman and Ma. Godzilla King of Monsters is actually the 35th installment in a franchise that is 65 years old.
Wow.
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 And with pre-release forecasts in the 50 to $55 million range, it's the third installment in the legendary MonsterVerse and will likely fall behind the original, which launched with $93 million. Sean, did you watch the first Aladdin? Or not Aladdin. The first Godzilla of this
2014 one?
2014 one.
Yeah, I saw it in theater with our friend Tom.
Tom!
Movie obviously suffered from not enough Godzilla in it, too much focus on the human characters. Anytime they were going to show Godzilla on screen, they cut away from it, and it got really annoying after like the second, third, fourth, fifth time that they did it. Then, you get this cool scene at the end. From what I'm hearing about King of the Monsters, it's on that level for the most part, trying to focus more on the human characters. Kyle Chandler's in there, Millie Bobby Brown, trying to flesh out the human characters, which nobody is going there to see anyway. They want to see the giant monsters fighting the king of monsters. So I'm hearing when they do have the the monster battles that they're fantastic. There's just not enough of it. We were supposed to see this, Bill, last week at a press screening, but we were not able to go, which is okay. But
I had an interview that day, and you had stuff going on, and it just didn't really pan out.
Yeah, we had to be adults. Couldn't slip away and just go see a movie in the middle of the day. We got priorities, not just bringing you guys content. But we'll definitely get in there to check it out. I can't believe that's the 35th installment of the Godzilla franchise. That's crazy to me. Anything else to add to Godzilla?
No, I mean, I kind of want to check it out. I mean, a lot of people on social media have been talking about it. The usual nerds that I would expect to go see it, saw it. Nerds. But yeah, it's got pretty much if you're going to the movies this weekend, there's a slew of good movies that you could go see. I mean, sounds like Godzilla's already taken the cake for this week. Aladdin's out there, which I recommend going seeing. I caught that. last week, and that's a very nice, well done, well stylized remake of the animated classic, and yeah, a lot of people like that. They changed up some of the song lyrics a little bit to stay with the times, but
Circle Life. Right? They put that one in there?
We should try and find that video, actually, and post it on the Cinescape page.
Karaoke video?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Years ago, we were at a karaoke bar, and this inebriated... Yeah, I was excited for it. This inebriated gentleman got up and did his rendition of The Circle of Life from The Lion King.
But it was so bad.
It was one of the most hilarious karaoke stylings of any song that we've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's up on YouTube somewhere. I have to find it and post it on the Facebook Cinescape page. But really, really good. I feel like the soundtrack people should have gotten in contact with us and gotten the audio so they could have put it on the soundtrack for The Lion King when it comes out, because honestly, it's better than the original. It's got to be.
Yeah.
And with that, Bill, we're going to close our Flipping the Script segment. We do have a couple of other things of note that we would like to bring up. Bill, what would you like to bring up? Anything good? No? Okay.
Well, I mean, there was the Cannes Film Festival.
Cannes!
Just last week. We got a lot of new movies. Debuted at the festival. Some things that are actually already out in theaters, like Rocket Man came out. I want to dive into that a little bit.
I'm a rocket man.
But did you watch the trailer for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet?
No.
I even asked you to watch it before
I
we left, so that way you could have had a little bit of material.
It was good, though.
What was good?
The trailer.
You didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I'm sure it was good, though. The internet told me it was good, so it's got to be, right? Isn't that how that works?
You believe this, Mike?
Look, if the internet said it was good and I came on here and said that I didn't like it, big
I
trouble.
just love. I asked you to watch that. Yep, didn't watch it.
Well, it's like how many times have I asked you to watch trailers and then you don't?
I watch trailers though.
There's been a bunch of those.
Trailers.
I even told you to watch it. Like, just put it on right there. Like while we're waiting. Like,
it didn't happen.
It's too much.
It was too.
You're asking too much. How dare you?
Like,
did you send
it's
them the
pertinent
link?
to what we're going to be talking.
Did you send them the link too?
No. See, if he would have sent me the link.
I almost pulled it up right on
I
my.
thought you were doing that. That's your fault.
Well, you have a phone.
Yeah.
I got a buddy of mine who'll hit me up for me to Google stuff for him. It's reminiscent of that.
But in what context is that though?
Like video game stuff. If he needs to know where something is or how to do something in a video game, he'll be like, "How do I do this?" I'm like, I don't
Press
know.
X.
Why don't you Google it?
Back,
Can
down,
you
back,
Google it
forward,
for me?
down, forward, back, forward.
That's it. Up, down, left, right, yeah. A, B, select, start.
Well, now I know that if I need Sean to watch something, I'm gonna have to
Gotta bring it to him.
put it physically in front of you here.
You got to put the pussy on a pedestal.
I'm about to just pull the trailer up right now and waste the time to
Just
have
so
him
that he can watch it. That it's his fault.
Now, yeah.
What else you got?
Well, you totally detracted me, and
Rocket Man looks cool. I want to see Rocket Man.
The trailer
Bill,
looked really good.
Do you, with Rocket Man, do you feel like there's going to be this new resurgence of musician-focused biopics? Yeah, we had Bohemian Rhapsody. Now we have Rocket Man. I think they're
Dirt.
Dirt. Yeah, we can throw Dirt in there.
Dirt was good.
Fantastic. I believe they just announced that a Boy George one is going to be being released next. So, Mike, you're a big music guy, right?
Yeah.
You enjoy the music?
I enjoy the music.
You enjoyed the music.
But if you want me to listen to something, you got to send it to me first.
Okay, well, I can do that to make sure you get there. But being a music guy, music fan, what's or name an artist or musician that you would like to see, or a band that you'd like to see a biopic done on.
I mean, almost any band.
Burt Bacharach.
I mean, for me, like NoFX put out one, and NoFX is a lesser known punk band from
Don't
the 90s.
Call Me White.
Yeah. They put out one which was really great. Their book was amazing. I would love to see their book, The Hepatitis Bathtub and Other Great Stories or something like that. I would love to see that be put into a movie. I mean, Eminem. I mean,
he had his own movie.
He had his own movie, but it was a movie based, like, I want to see like The Dirt was, or like Bohemian. Like, I want to see like really what happened. I want like, it's got to be dramatized, yeah, but get a feel for it. And a lot of those punk bands from back in the day, Green Day having to go through what they went through.
Get mud thrown at him at Woodstock.
Yeah, there's not many bands I could think of that just wouldn't be great to just biopic on Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, we got a little glimpse of him in The Dirt, and just to watch him lick up another man's piss kind of makes me go, I want to see more about this guy.
Now, I keep hearing a lot of differing stories on that. Like, he didn't. I think like somebody came out and got pissed at it, like when he snorts the line of ants.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's like, it wasn't ants, he snorted a spider. Like, all right, he still snorted a bug.
I mean, so. I'm not gonna like, oh, dude, it was what the hell? Shut up! Yeah. Like, that's just ridiculous.
You have bugs in your nose, man.
But any biopic of any famous band and seeing what what the spotlight did to them and how they went overboard and all that kind of stuff is going to be great. So I think it's a great avenue to go down for new movie content to start doing this.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely see.
I just don't want to see bare naked ladies or anything like that. Like,
Yes,
there's certain bands like 311. I don't care. Like there's certain bands I just don't care.
Well, I think we're not going to see too much relatively recent bands like that, but I think time has gone on where a lot of these industry guys have been in their roles and are have stories worth telling. So
who'd be a good one for that? Pink Floyd.
Yeah,
with all the show with like Syd Barrett and and then the different singers that they had to bring in. Whether when Roger Waters left, I think that'd be a cool one to do. A lot of the classic bands like that.
Yeah.
Maybe the Who or the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been umpteen Beatles movies, and there's a new Beatles movie coming out.
And I think too, with these kind of movies, you're just you have to walk a fine line, and like with Rocket Man, that came out of Cannes and it got mixed reviews, because apparently it was a little over stylized and kind of fantasized in that sense. But right. I mean, that's what you get with these stories. I mean, they're not always going to be a true to life documentary. Otherwise it would be a documentary. So I mean, these are feature films that are making, and they want to tell a story. So of course things are going to be enhanced. Like Bohemian Rhapsody. A lot of people were like, oh well, this event actually happened, but it was, it didn't go down exactly that way. Well, that's because, they're trying to reach an audience and make money. So.
Well, we're going to reach an audience now. We're going to reach an audience member calling in live. We have Joe on the phone. Joseph, how's it going today, man?
Pretty good. Did I win the Radiohead tickets?
You did. You're going to see Radiohead performing Pablo Honey in full.
Oh, my God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Joe.
I can't wait.
Yes. And
can't wait to put them on Craigslist and see what I get. I mean, what?
Hey, if you're going to admit to flipping our Radiohead tickets that we're going to give you and putting them on Craigslist, we can just end this conversation right now, but, we'll still give you the tickets.
You have to take one of us, though.
Joe, you still there?
Oh, no, maybe he dropped off.
Drop off?
We'll look to get Joe back, but going back onto the that's okay. Going back to the
you really pissed him off by saying you were taking the tickets away.
Man, Joe, I mean, you can have them. We're just playing. But going back to the biopic conversation, like I was saying, any of the classic rock bands I feel would be really cool. I mean, we do a Jimi Hendrix, how about like a Peter, Paul, and Mary.
How about ABBA?
ABBA, sure, go ABBA.
Why don't they do Sonny and Cher, but just focus on Sonny and the pine tree?
Yeah, I think it would just be like a 25-minute thing and be done with it. But I think we have Joe back on the line.
Joe's
Is that
back on
true?
the line?
Joe's back. Joe's not back.
Joe's not back on the line.
Never mind.
He was back. I
He
just
was
looked down
back.
and he hung up again.
Is that our end or his end?
That's it. It has to be his end.
And it's got to be your bowl.
It's got to be your boy.
Wait. Let's one more time.
One more time. The
Let's see.
trifecta. For the win. Do we have him back? Is there Joe? Joe?
I'm there, yes.
Joe's
sorry,
back!
I'm catching you.
Joe's back. Woo!
Oh, man.
Joe, are you traveling somewhere with a weak cell phone signal? I mean,
Are you in a tunnel?
Joe?
Hello?
In the tunnel.
Joe, you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually spelunking.
Spelunking. Well, that explains it all.
Cave diving.
I mean,
Yeah.
we were wondering, because it sounded like we dropped the call and we were trying to, figure out on our end if it was us. We think it's you. Now we know it's you because you're spelunking. So, yeah. So, Joe, we've talked about a lot of, stuff in movie, TVs, and, anything under the sun. Thank you for calling in today. Can we start off by, fielding any questions and answers for you?
Yeah, what do we got, Joe?
I do. I have actually a few questions.
Okay, yeah, shoot, man. We'll,
yeah, you guys seem pretty knowledgeable about things, so I just run something past you.
Okay.
So, hold on 1 second. I'm entering a tunnel.
Okay.
Let me just make sure.
No problem. Safety first.
All right, I'm back out of the tunnel. Okay, good.
Okay.
So, hearing this word tossed around a lot, and I'm not really sure what it is or where it is.
Okay.
I did some Google searches and just wasn't really liking the pictures I got. But can you guys maybe shed some insight on what the clitoris is?
Oh.
Say that one more
Good-
time.
Good question.
The clitoris, it sounds like it should be like a prehistoric creature.
Okay.
Like a hooded triceratops or something.
Yeah, I believe they were related to the velociraptors, if I'm correct on that.
Ah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is they'll be in the next Jurassic Park.
Sure, yeah. Jurassic World 3, Rise of the Clitoris.
I mean, Joe, have you ever been with a woman, might I ask?
Legally?
Wow.
If you want to speak on the legal terms.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
I don't know if you need to consult your legal counsel first, but yeah, I mean, continue. I mean, you've been.
I paid for it.
Okay.
In certain ways.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess you get what you pay for. But I mean, the clitoris or clitoris, depending on your regional dialect, is
It's like a female penis.
it's the female stimulation center.
You see, where the nerve endings come together forms a pleasure center that, if flicked like a bean...
Well, they don't like it flicked.
they
mean,
do. They do.
What, you just go like you're doing that?
The power of Christ compels you.
Mike, do you flick?
I flick.
Like aggressively?
Aggressively.
Really?
Yeah, like it did something wrong.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So, yeah, find it and flick it real hard.
So,
Joe.
Joe, our suggestion, at least from 2 out of 3 guys here, are when you find the clitoris, you want to flick it aggressively. Now, I mean, ultimately, your technique varies from subject to subject. So, whereas a flick might be suitable for one, perhaps a gentle circular massaging could be the right answer to another.
Sure.
Yeah.
Speak a little. I'm actually right.
You're what? Are you in another tunnel?
Down.
I think he just went
Oh,
into
Jesus.
the vagina,
Ow.
actually.
You sure he wasn't talking about the Coalition for Liberation of what itinerary tree dwellers?
What's this?
Are you talking about trees, Joe?
What?
No, he was talking about the female
Joe, you
parts.
there?
I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I guess you're going in and out a little
Talking about
bit.
trees.
Are you talking about trees?
There's Jade. There's a
Tree.
callback from Jade Silent Bob, the Clip Master.
I am the Click Commander. Besides the clitoris, that will hopefully help you find anything else that you have for us, Joe.
Yes. Back to the clitoris. Is there any kind of videos on the internet that I may be able to reference for the future?
No.
Actually, if you download the app Grindr, I think you can find a lot of good references there.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hoagie app? Nah, I don't think they'd be on there.
Today's show brought to you by Primos. Slacks Hoagie Shack.
Joe, there are instructional videos out there. The one website, it might be almost too much for you. It's called Lobster Tube. So yeah, I want you to check out Lobster Tube, and you can merely just use their search engine on there and type in the very word that you brought up to us, and you can enter that in there. Now, you can also enter clitoris with other keywords that you might like. So if you want
Punishment.
Clitoris punishment, clitoris flick, clitoris mac and cheese. You could type in a variety of things, and it'll try and compile those results for you, and that way you can start educating yourself on the clitoris and start figuring out what works for you.
I would put a little tracker device on it so you can go back and find it again later on.
Yeah, if you have bookmarks or anything like that.
I mean physically on it.
Yeah.
Like a little spider tracker.
Okay. Now we're about to wrap up here, Joe. Can we take one more question from you before we head out?
I was actually wondering about the movie Rocket Man. Did I hear some mention of that when I was on the air?
Yes. Yeah, we were.
Okay. Do you?
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna ask. Do you really think that Harlan Williams was in space for that? It seems pretty convincing to me.
I absolutely do. I think I saw the director's cut where they actually filmed on the moon. Harlan Williams did a wonderful job as the Rocket Man. You go back and rewatch it.
He's up there with what's her name from the friggin' Speed movies. What was that?
Sandra Bullock?
Yeah, he's up there. Wasn't she the one who went up in the space thing?
No, that's Gravity.
No.
Wasn't that Gravity?
That's George Clooney.
It was George Clooney and who?
And Sandra Bullock.
Okay, yeah, Sandra Bullock. Okay.
I know Harlan Williams and George Clooney are very similar looking, but
Very similar.
Yeah, go back and rewatch Rocket Man, Joe. Fully out in outer space. Thank you for calling him. We hope you find the clitoris very soon.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. We appreciate it. Good luck with the clitoris.
Good luck indeed for us all.
Shallow, unattractive, disgusting.
Yeah. I think that's that's gonna
about does it for us here at the Cinescape podcast.
I don't know how we
today.
get any better than that.
Yeah, I mean that's what we do. People call in with real questions, and we have to react, and we got to help people. I mean,
Yeah, that's
obviously,
what we're here for.
Obviously,
We're
Joe,
here for the people.
Obviously, Joe's a great fan of the show. Took a lot of courage for him to admit that he didn't know where the clitoris is.
Yeah, you just got to get in there.
And I mean, sometimes it could be right in front of you, and you don't even know that you're looking at it.
Right.
So good luck and Godspeed to him. Hopefully, he finds his way.
Yeah, find what you're looking for.
And we are going to find our way out of the studio, onto the road, heading towards home to do Sunday stuff.
Sunday.
But that about does it for myself, Bill Tozzi, for Sean Harrigan, for Toxic Mike over in the booth there. Thank you, and Godspeed. We'll talk to you soon.